coming out. I will say that the only time I've shivered this bad before a speech is when I've been nervous, but I'm not nervous at all right now. I'm just shivering. Like everybody else, and it reminds me, in I think it was 2004, we were doing a food distribution over at Open M. And it was, I don't know, about 9 o'clock in the morning, and there was a line that snaked all the way around the front of the building. And there was a lady that was pulling a wagon and had her son in the wagon. She didn't have a coat on, and it was about 40 degrees. And she stood out there for about an hour, and when she got up to where I was standing in the line, I said, "Where's your coat? You got to be freezing." She said, "I don't have a coat." And, you know, the coat I had on that day, I should have just given it to her. A lot of times I see that coat now, and I think about that lady, and think about what a privilege it is for us to be shivering right now outside. So let's count ourselves fortunate that we have an opportunity to be a little uncomfortable for people in need. So with that, I want to welcome you and thank you for coming out this morning for this press conference. It's an important day for the food bank. And before we get too far into our remarks, I want to thank a few people. First off, I want to recognize Bob Kalinsky from the United Way, the Executive Director of the United Way here. Where's Bob? Okay, here's Bob right here. He's coatless too. And I did offer to give Bob my coat, I will say. David Jennings is here. Where's David? Dave, the director of our library here. Dave, great partner to the food bank. Thank you, Dave, for coming out this morning. Mike Dowling, our board chairman, right over here from First Energy Company. And a soon-to-be recipient of a food bank hat, Mike, I'll tell you. It's on the way. And all of our other board members, just throw a wave here. We've got a number of board members out this morning. Thank you so much for coming. Food bank staff. Pat Lowry from Congressman Ryan's office is here. Where's Pat? There's Pat right here. Thank you, Pat, for coming as well. We've got a very short program, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into it and get started. And then we're going to have some other folks up to make some remarks. So with that, good morning. From February to April of 2009, 65 Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank volunteers, staff, and board members interviewed hundreds of food recipients and surveyed 270 food bank member charities as a part of the most comprehensive study about the food bank's local hunger relief network that we have ever performed. This study was undertaken in conjunction with Feeding America and its member food banks across the country. And their combined data represents the most comprehensive report about hunger in America that's ever been created. Performed as the current economic recession boiled in 2009, this research gives us unprecedented insights into what was happening in our hunger relief network at the local, the state, and at the federal levels. Throughout 2009, food bank member agencies were reporting the emergence of a new class of people coming and asking for food. They've been widely referred to as the new poor. First-timers, people that have been coming to seek emergency food that have never been forced to ask for help in their lives. Husbands and wives and their children that have been showing up dazed and amazed that the American dream is playing out for them in a line at the Salvation Army on Maple Street, or at the Green Good Neighbors, or at the North Canton Church of Christ, or the Greater Dover New Philadelphia Food Pantry. Finding of the study that we're releasing today verify this, showing an all-time high. Over 40,000 different individuals are being asked, are requesting emergency food each week by the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank. Of these clients, they have an average income of $1,110 a month. 23% were late on their last month's rent or mortgage at the time they were surveyed, and 49% report having to choose between paying for food and paying for utilities. 21% of pantry clients do not have access to a working car, and even greater numbers report regularly choosing between food and transportation. 80% of the shelter clients that we serve are homeless. 36% of clients' households served by the food bank have at least one person in the home that's in poor health. And 85% of households served with children in the home report low to very low food security. That's hunger, everybody. And these findings put numbers behind what most of us inside the anti-hunger movement have known for a long time. And to quote Buffalo Springfield, there is something happening here. And the trucks parked behind me today represent the kind of resources that are required for us to respond to needs in this community. They're not pretty, and they're certainly not cheap. But being hungry isn't pretty, and food certainly isn't free. And we need your help to feed people and fight hunger in this community. Today we're not asking you to do anything but stop and realize that there's a world of poverty and food insecurity in our neighborhoods and schools, among our co-workers, and among our relatives. 1 in 8 people shopping at the store behind me today is enrolled in the Emergency Food Assistance Program, SNAP food stamps. We're asking you to look lovingly upon them as you see them in line, and be an advocate for them by being an advocate for us. You can join our advocacy network at our website, Akron-Canton-Foodbank.org. There's cards being handed out today you can take home as a reminder. No child should go to bed hungry at night and struggle to focus in school. No parent should have to sell their pride or their bodies to put food on the table. We all know in our hearts what every major religion tells us to be true. That taking care of the poor and the hungry is not an option. It's a moral responsibility. Hunger is not acceptable at any level, no matter how you frame it, and we have the resources to end it. And we need you to feed people and fight hunger with us. So thank you so much for coming out today with us. A full copy of the research report that we have has been uploaded to our website. You can access that at any time. Now,